Hello everyone and welcome to another high-elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves deserted in Arabia for a match between Bad Koala in red playing as the Ethiopians and Whocl playing the Malay in blue. I apologize, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this player's name right. Is it Whocl? Is the CL at the end supposed to be a D? In which case his name is Hood or Whod. I'm not sure. If you know this player and how to pronounce his or her name, please let me know in the comments below. For now, while the players explore their immediate areas, herd their herdables, and try to get up to Feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at their respective civilizations. In red, we have the Ethiopians, what I call the Castle Age killers. Their pikeman upgrade is free, their archer line fires 18% faster, which means crossbows, arbalests fire faster, and their towers and outposts have +3 line of sight. Now, their unique unit is super cool. It's called the Whocl Warrior. It's very fast, with a very fast training time. High attack. I think the base is 16 and 18 when you upgrade it to Elite. But it's very, very weak, very frail. It only has 45 hit points. Perfect for raiding. I've seen them eat through 3 or 4 stables in a matter of seconds. I've seen 10 of them completely decimate an entire area of farming in a matter of seconds. Now, if you manage to get up to Imperial Age, the Ethiopians have one of the craziest siege upgrades in the game. The blast radius of every single one of their siege units is increased. So imagine your onagers, your scorpions, even your bombard cannons just killing more and more adjacent units. Very useful upgrade, especially since Ethiopians have access to the full siege tech tree. So their siege units are next level, super fun to watch, bunch of units going down at once. Ethiopians, as a kind of a side note, are one of my favorite civilizations to play. I highly recommend them if you're just starting out in the game. If you're playing maps like Black Forest or Arena, maps that are enclosed, that give you a little bit of breathing room so you can skimp out on some upgrades as you go to Fast Castle, Ethiopians are one of the best civs to play. And the reason I say this is they have a bonus where every time they go up in age, they get 100 extra food and 100 extra gold. So if you don't spend any gold, when you go up to Feudal, your 100 starting gold, which everyone gets at the beginning of the game, becomes 200, which is exactly what you need for castles. So you don't have to spend time building a mining camp immediately or sending villagers to mine gold. Again, this is if you skimp out on things like loom to make your villagers stronger, or if you don't put any feudal pressure by building archers. So if you're just looking for fast castle, if you're not expecting any kind of pressure from your opponent, Ethiopians are the way to go. You get 200 gold without having to mine a single bit of gold ever. Now, going up against the Ethiopians, we have the Malay civilization. 2 very cool bonuses, which make them potentially super deadly on a map like Arabia. First, they go up ages 2/3 faster than their opponent. So that's almost double as fast. That gives you time if you're a slower player, if you're just starting out. Oh, where did all the villagers go? Went off to drop off some food. If you're starting out, you're not super fast, your micro isn't the best, you can lag a little bit behind your opponent and know that going up to the next age is almost twice as fast. And a super cool second bonus, their elephants are 30% cheaper in Castle, 40% cheaper in Imperial. So you can spam elephants, which is not something that you get, casters, players, anyone in this game ever gets to regularly say. However, their other upgrades, their other bonuses are primarily water-based, so not very useful for a map like Arabia. If you've seen my casts and my videos, you know that this is my favorite lemon bush with the pretty blue butterflies. That being said, back to the game. The unique unit of the Malay is called the Karambit Warrior. Super cheap, super fast, but also super weak. It is what you would call the quintessential trash unit. Each Karambit Warrior is an infantry unit, if I didn't mention. Each one only counts for half a population supply. So if you have 50 of them, they only take up 25% population room. Perfect for raiding because of how fast they are, but Pro tip, you have to mass them. You can't send them in 1 or 2 at a time. You can't even send them 5 or 10 at a time. They have to be in a huge enough number that they can swarm and overwhelm, because they will die super fast and their attack is very weak. I think their base attack in Castle is 7, which is incredibly weak. We have 3 militias as I ramble on. 3 militias trying to annoy the hell out of Bad Koala, attacking his mining camp, getting it down to 500 HP. One last thing about the Malay that I will say, since we are looking at the militia line, is they do have a upgrade that you can research that allows you to replace the gold cost of the militia line with food. So the militia is 60 food, 20 gold, which means that if you research this and you research supplies, you can mass your militia units for 65 food. Now that sounds amazing, because you might be thinking, oh, amazing, I can trash and spam champions. The only problem is, one of the great ironies of the Malay civilization is they don't have champions. They only have up to 2-handed swordsmen. That being said, they do avail themselves of all of the upgrades for the infantry line, so you get a very powerful 2-handed swordsman for 65 food. Imagine being able to spam that as opposed to a light cav or even a hussar, things like that. So the Malay, primarily, I would say a mix of infantry and naval, but a couple of good tricks up their sleeves if the game goes on long enough. If you ever spawn Malay, or if you choose to play Malay, my advice to you is become very comfortable with spamming. And what I mean by that is building a shit ton of units, sending them to die, and rinse and repeat over and over and over again. They are not a Civ where you want to save your units. You just throw them to die, kill your opponent, and try to overwhelm them. So, as I was talking, both players have reached Feudal. Both players sitting on a very similar villager count. Going up to 28 is Whocl. Going up to 27 is Bad Koala. Let's see how the bases look. So, Whocl, unfortunately, his entire left side of the base completely open, nowhere to wall it off. So he's created a funnel, a choke point, to make sure that if any attack comes from the left, it'll have to go through the town center. Of course, as I say that, he now completely walls off the left side of his base. So, I don't know if he saw this scout cavalry unit. I'm sorry, I don't know why he keeps doing that. I don't know if he saw this scout cavalry and thought, you know what, he's an advance scout for an inevitable attack that's coming on this side. I don't even want to give him the chance to come up. But, my friend, you have to finish your wall. Otherwise, that happens. So, Whocl is going to get or Bad Koala, rather, is going to get a very good sense of Whocl's base, sees 2 archers, sees a wall off, knows exactly what the game plan is for our blue Malay. Let's take a look at what Whocl himself has seen now that he's put on some pressure with these militiamen. Yeah, he's got an entire sense of Bad Koala's base. So he knows the weak points, the strong points. He sees the openings. He sees where he can't attack from. Always fantastic. Both players have scouted very well so far in this game. We have a slightly injured scout cavalry scouting the perimeter, looking for wayward villagers who might want to establish any kind of mining proxy bases for this gold or this stone. And for now, both players expanding. Blacksmith going down for Koala. He wants to go up to Castle. You can tell that because he's sitting at 600 food, 300 gold. So one of the benefits, as I said, of Ethiopians, even though he's got 6 on gold, he already had the automatic 200 needed when he went up to Feudal, minus the 50 that he spent on Loom. Or did he spend on Loom? Yes, his villagers have 40 hit points. He did spend on Loom. Okay, manages to wall off this one villager so that he can finish constructing his structures in peace. He now has the requisite structures. He's 20 food away from going up to Castle. What is our Malay player doing? Not much. He is sending out a hit squad of 5 archers. Nowhere close to going up to Castle. Koala has just clicked up. Let's see if Whocl notices that his score has immediately gone down. Bad Koala's score has gone down, that is. And let's see if he starts hoarding resources. For now, he's building more military, 2 more skirmishers on the way. I don't think he is interested in going to Castle in the next couple of seconds. That being said, he's shifting more villagers to food. He's up to 18 now. I think he was at 15 or so a second ago. So I think he notices. I think he wants to go up. He does not want to get left behind. You do not want to be in Feudal when the Ethiopian player with fast crossbows, free pike upgrade, and God forbid he builds a castle and starts massing Whocl warriors, you are going to be up shit's creek without a paddle, without any kind of means of defending yourself. So, little micro battle happening here. One archer goes down, nothing too game-ending or decisive. I like that Bad Koala says, you know what, my base is so open right now, I'm not even going to bother fully walling it off. Random house in the middle here. I don't know why it took 6 villagers to build that house. He is not supply blocked. He didn't need to spend order 6 villagers to do that. Militia Steel being annoying. One of them basically on death's door. What is that? 1 HP, 2 HP? 1 HP. So a strong breeze could knock that militiaman over. And Whocl is continuing to spam units. So he's sending more and more skirmishers. He's building more skirmishers. But he's starting to accumulate a little bit of halfway through to castle. Now, he notices the Ethiopian players in castle. What does he do? Let's take a look. Will he keep producing units? No. I think he canceled one of his units. And now he's just going to start massing food farmers so that he can go up to castle. Terrible fight here for Whocl. Unless you're a civilization that has some kind of benefits or bonus for your archer line, you do not... Oh, there we go. They become crossbow. You do not want to engage in an archer war with Ethiopians in Castle Age. It's like in Princess Bride when... I forget his name. Vizzini says, it's one of the rules of combat. Never engage in a land war in Asia. Rule number 2, do not engage the Ethiopians in castle if you do not have any kind of special bonus, upgrades, etc. on your archers, because they do fire faster and they will completely decimate your line. That being said, Whocl himself is now 30 seconds away from being up to castle. Infrastructure going down. I like to see it. Archery ranges. You don't see a lot of players building infrastructure. Mostly they're happy to sit on 1 or 2 production buildings, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, you've got enough sources of wood that you can build more than 1 or 2 archery ranges if you're going archers. That being said, Koala is going up to 3 town centers. We'll see if he decides to boom or if he decides to put on pressure. Huge investment in wood, which could have been used for more crossbows. So my guess is he's going to boom for a little bit, but we'll see. Manages to get Whocl off this wood line. Whocl plops down a town center so that he can at least, garrison these villagers and defend against any kind of pressure from this corner. A random, I don't know what that is, a heron flying by, taking, making sure everything's nice and going smoothly for both players. And behind this, Koala's pushing with crossbows. He's going up to 17. Whocl is not producing any military, producing 2 villagers, getting more archer upgrades. So he plans on going archers. Now, his upgrades are ahead of Koala. Koala has opted only for the +2 attack upgrade, whereas Whocl is soon going to have +2/+2, meaning the attack and the defensive upgrade, and hopefully, elite skirmishers coming up. And these elite skirmishers, 8 of them against 10 crossbows. Once they're elite, once they get that second defense upgrade, you can see at the bottom left here, they're +2/+2. In 20 seconds, they'll be able to shoo this force away. I don't see Koala sticking around to fight this. Even numbers, skirmishers are going to rip through this force. So Whocl's giving chase because he knows he's about to go up to elite skirmisher. There we go. Oh, that being said, you got to be careful. You have to micro your units. Don't give him the high ground. An extra 25 damage for him. 25% less damage. Look at the brilliant play here by Koala. He knows that the skirmishers have minimum range, so he shoves himself right into their face. And he says, you know what? I can hit you. You can't hit me. Na. A Viper gate going down to zone out these crossbows. Fantastic. Loses 1 because of it, and he's about to lose the second. Plugs the hole in the wall created by the crossbows. So Whocl puts, gets rid of this pressure quite well. Didn't lose too many. What did he lose? 5 skirmishers in exchange for 12 crossbows. Fantastic trade for him. Forward siege workshop by Koala. We'll see what kind of pressure he decides to put on with the units he produces there. But 11 crossbows making their way over to the map. And what does Whocl have to respond to this? 3 fresh recruits. But is Koala traumatized from the previous battle? Let's see. He decides to disengage, even though he saw he outnumbers his opponent almost 4-1. Brilliant play here by Whocl. Destroys his own gate so that he has easier access to kill these crossbows. Little does he know the crossbows have put their tail between their legs and run home. So nothing for him to kill. 2 villagers coming out with their hammers. What are they going to build with those hammers? Let's see. His own siege workshop. Okay, so we're going to go into, hopefully, for all our sakes, a little bit of a mangonel war. Always love to see mangoes shooting at each other. And let's take a look behind this. Koala is sitting at 63 villagers, going up to almost 70. Whocl is sitting on 59, going up to 60. So Whocl is behind, as can be expected. I mean, the Ethiopian player hit castle faster, and he's sitting on 1, 2, 3 town centers. That being said, Whocl's town centers are also done, so he's sitting on 3 and producing 3 villagers at a time. Mangoes being produced for both. First mango out for our Ethiopian player. Oh. Doing a little drive-by, revealing itself fairly early. I mean, I don't know, he's going for a bit of a joyride here. Oh, let's see. Okay. Either doesn't notice or doesn't care that he was just shot at. Okay. Takes a swipe at these skirmishers. Doesn't get anything done. Second mangonel now out, but it's garrisoned in here. I wonder if he's saving it for some kind of surprise flank. Repairing this mango. Fantastic, but will lose it. Unfortunately, did not deke fast enough. At the same time, these crossbows are back with a couple of friends for reinforcement, so we're looking at 14 crossbows. Still no defensive upgrades, going pure attack. So he's banking on the faster attack speed and the higher attack to completely overwhelm Whocl. Another town center going down. Great location, gives him access to gold and to wood. Where is this villager going? Is he going to build an outpost? And like I said, these outposts have +3 vision for free as the Ethiopians. So Castle Age is really where this civilization shines. Let's see if Koala manages to do anything in Castle or whether we're going to go to Imperial. For now, both players not really hoarding resources. Koala is a bit ahead in terms of food. Okay, we have ballistics being researched for Whocl. I wonder if he plans on... Okay, I see archers here. And, okay, a crossbow upgrade. I was going to say, you know, this is cute, but without the crossbow upgrade, what are these going to do? Okay, they immediately come under fire. Koala sees this force moving out, sees that it's upgraded to crossbows, and if he was quick, he would have clicked one of the units. He would have seen that it's a +2/+2. But like I've always said, mangonels don't give a shit about your upgrades. These two can rip through this force in a matter of seconds. Forward castle going down. Let's see what he can get done. So Koala is going straight down the middle. He's saying, you know what? I'm not going to play any games. I'm not going to attack you from the side. I know you're walled off here on both sides, so I'm just going to go straight up the middle and see what I can get done. However, fantastic play here by Whocl. Catches the villagers that are going to build the castle and immediately kills 2, 3. Okay, 3. But he's got to be careful. He caught the villagers, but he himself was caught by the mangoes. And now he's trapped. Loses 1. Wow, double whammy. Loses 3 of these archers in total. Not the worst, not the biggest of deals, but Koala's got to be careful here. I mean, this is a lot of villagers. 15, yeah, wisely cancels. He knows he can't build in the middle of a hail of javelins and rocks from the mangonel. But what does he have to get rid of the mangonel? He's got nothing. There's no infantry. There's no melee units. So this mangonel is just going to go, you know, go ham. Oh! Anytime I say something, the opposite happens. So, well, Koala manages to get rid... Oh, wow, that was sour. Okay, so now he can build his castle. Yeah, and he immediately starts. The threat to his villagers is essentially dead. I don't think Whocl can do anything here with 8 archer units against a mango and 13 archer units of Koala. These 3 still circling around looking for any kind of damage, but they're not going to find it. Great catch here by Whocl. Manages to get a mango. A lot of mangonels going down this game, which is always fun to watch. Both players... Oh, wow. Koala's going up to 3 mangonels. Sorry, I don't know why I clicked there. A counter castle going down here by Whocl. And we'll see if either player decides to go unique unit. It'll be interesting to see a Whocl warrior fight against the Karambit warrior. And wow, Bad Koala is up to castle. Almost up to castle. Whocl nowhere close. He's got the structures, but he doesn't got the resources. He is building villagers. We'll see. But like I said, this is the fun part of playing Malay. You know, you can be a little bit slower to gather the necessary resources, which, take a look at the top left of your screen. He's almost at the food and gold requirement. And even though Bad Koala will be in Imperial for a long time by the time Whocl even gets the resources, because he goes up 2/3 of the speed faster, he doesn't care. At most, if he plays it right, here we go, look at this. So he immediately starts Imperial. So the advantage that Bad Koala would have against any other civilization that's not Malay is now cut by 2/3 of the time. Ugh. Entered the kill zone and got killed. Yeah, so fantastic. Look, he's already just about a minute away from being Imperial. So even though he got a much later start, another archery range going down. I like this. He's building infantry. What I don't like is that he seems to want to go archers against Ethiopians. Now, Ethiopian, like I said, their archers fire faster. I mean, high ground is great, but this mangonel is going to destroy everything you have here. Yeah, wisely runs away. But yeah, I don't know that I would necessarily engage in an archer war with the Ethiopians. I don't know if this is the right move. And look at this. This is what I was talking about in my other video, where I said that, in my opinion, when you have a Castle Age unit like a Mangonel and it's trying to attack an Imperial Age unit like a Treb, they're not the strongest. Look at that. How many shots did that Treb take? And it's still not down. Okay, nice. Managed to get a double whammy against the villagers. The Treb is weak, though, but it took a lot of Mangonel shots. The Mangonel dies. The castle kills it. But that Treb is still there. Now it meets up with a friend for a fun night out, destroying a Malay castle. But yeah, this is the problem with attacking Imperial Age units with Castle Age units. It generally does not work out. Generally, you know, there's always going to be one or two people that say, well, what about this versus this? But yeah, in general, you don't want to attack Imperial Age with Castle Age. Bunch of upgrades going down for Whocl. He's getting conscription, he's getting chemistry, he's getting the stone mining, he's getting bracer. So this is a player who's going balls to the wall archers. Not sure I agree with that. But Koala is now starting to get his own archer upgrade. So his archers are going to be, you know, on paper, they might look the same, might have the same HP, might attack on the same, but they attack 18% faster, which gives them the advantage. So unless we see Whocl start spamming archers and spamming other units, Koala is in a much better position, even though the scores right now say Whocl is ahead. Economy-wise, Whocl has gone crazy with his villager count. He's almost at 150. So his, you know, this is a problem, I think, because again, the Malay are a spam civilization. You can't spam 50 units. Oh yes, we're gonna see Karambit's elite upgrade being researched. A defensive castle on the right here. I'm not sure what this is for. Is he expecting a flank attack? Is this just a safer position? He could have built it in the center of his base. Okay, as I say that, a castle does go down in the center of his base. So he's got stone to burn. But yeah, like I was saying, 148 going up to 149 villagers when you're playing a civilization that needs to spam units is not ideal. You want to be sitting at most 110 or 100 and then just spam. Koala sitting at almost 120 villagers, but he's on Arbalest. He's got bombard cannons. Squire research is done, so those Whocl warriors. And here's the Karambit. First Karambit comes out, dies immediately. They are weak as shit. HP is pathetic on them. They're like paper, just getting shredded in half. But you need to mass them. You can't send them one by one. And here comes the insane attack. This is crazy. Koala is in the guts of Whocl's base. He's going to see this castle right away as he comes under fire, immediately loses an arbalest. And here come the skirmishers. I mean, this isn't good trade for Whocl because you're trading wood and food for gold. Okay, let's see these guys. Look at this. Super weak attack. If those were Whocl warriors, that bombard cannon would be dead by now. You can't send 3 or 4 at a time. You can't even send, 13 at a time when you're fighting against the castle and arbalests. I mean, did they kill a single unit? I don't think they killed a single unit. I think all these red dead bodies here were from the skirmishers. In any event, let's see if Whocl masses the karambits before the next push, or if there even will be a next push. Koala's breathing down his neck. He's got another castle here in the front. That castle is getting trebbed down. More karambits. Look how cool they are, standing with their double fisting. Okay, this is a better number. Here we go. So we're at 29, going up to 35. This is a deadly amount. I would go for the trebs myself, but let's see what he decides. No, don't split them. That defeats the whole purpose of massing them when you split them. Oh, they are going down. Even as elite, you're looking at 40 HP. That's not a lot of HP. They do get 1 treb, but pay the price. So look at that, 40 karambits, 35 karambits just immediately died. And we've got Whocl warriors. Look at their stats, 18 base attack for an elite Whocl warrior. But like the karambit, weak as shit, 50 HP. But the HP, I mean, I would raid with these. He's using them to attack skirmishers, which are for some reason attacking bombard cannons. A lot of action going down. These Whocl warriors will eventually die. Whocl expanding to the left side, gathering more resources. I love the base positioning, great game sense. But is bad Koala too far ahead? Whocl is now down to 130 villagers, which is a more, sustainable villager count when you are spamming. He needs to get out his own bombard cannons. How many does he have? He has just 1? Ooh. This might be too much range siege for him to handle. I mean, how do you engage into this when there's 16 arbalests and 2 castles backing it up? I mean, the castle positioning here is fantastic. I mean, agree, disagree. But he can sit in this zone, and there's nothing that can attack these except this 1 bombard cannon. I mean, this treb will go down, but he's got another one right behind it. What can attack into this? What kind of melee unit can attack into 2 castles and arbalests? Okay, let's see what this battle looks like. Castle getting very dangerously close. I mean, he's repairing it with a few villagers, but total waste of stone. You've got 50 stone left. You're not repairing that castle. That castle is for sure going down. Huge battle in the center of the map. Whocl warriors just ripping through everything. God, that 18 attack. Wow. I mean, they went up against elite karambits here. And look at the bodies on the floor of these elite karambits. I mean, you want to see this, but you want to see this times 5. And that's how you win battles. Okay. Wow. I mean, these units look super cool. They're super strong, super fast. Great game by both players. I think Whocl needed to reduce his villager count significantly about, I would say, 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, and just start spamming units. Look at his resources at the top left of your screen. 1,200 wood, 1,100 food. I mean, that's enough. 1,500 stone. Sell the stone, build another castle if you want, but sell the stone, use the gold for karambits. How many castles does he have? He has 3 castles. They are super quick to produce. And then just raid. I mean, look at this. This is completely open. No defense here for bad Koala. Castle here, but I mean, well, you don't need to raid this area. Go after his food. Wow. Okay. Well, overall, fantastic game. Koala played immediately to the strengths of the Ethiopians by going archers and mass archers. Whocl, I wish we would have seen more of a massed karambit warriors. I wish we would have seen more spamming. But I think, he did make a small mistake by having 150 villagers. I mean, that's something when you're playing Franks, you've got 50 paladins, you want to charge them into your opponent, that's fine. But when it's weak as hell, karambit warriors and skirmishers that fire slower than your opponent, you need a lot more population room for your army. So, oh, look at this guy. This guy's in his death throes. He's on the verge of falling down. his last battle cry, to lie still on the battlefield. In any event, if you liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, enable notifications. I also did put out my first short today, so take a look. There's a fantastic player named Valas who I managed to catch in a 4v4, herding 3 rhinos at once. I have trouble herding one. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably have had instances of very difficult herding. The man is herding 3 rhinos at once. So check out my short. Overall, fantastic game. I love watching Ethiopians. I love watching when players play to a civilization's strength. I wish we would have seen more spamming and more trash units out of our Malay player, but it is what it is. Hopefully maybe next time we'll see a couple of cheap battle elephants thrown into the mix, which would have completely gone through this entire force in a matter of seconds. But overall, fantastic game by both players. I'll see everyone in the next one. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.